Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for Envision today. I'm Community Relations Multimedia Specialist Carly Youthy, joined today by Superintendent Dr. Brian Maher. Dr. Maher, thanks for being here today.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so it's crazy to believe, gosh, again, I feel like I've started all of these like this. We are at open enrollment. Open enrollment is just around the corner. So, this year is a little bit different. Things haven't really changed. Rather, we've put some practices into policies. So can you tell us what those open enrollment policies look like this year?
Yeah. First of all, Carly, I feel like we just got started with 2018-19, and you're telling me we got a plan already for 2019-20?
2020, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you're exactly right. And, there was a little bit of a dust up, if you will, when we changed policy on open enrollment, or when we reviewed policy on open enrollment. And some folks were under the impression that they weren't going to be able to open enroll their students for next year. When the fact of the matter is, all we really did was put the practices that we were employing into policy. Mm-hmm. And the biggest reason we did that is we didn't want people to think we were being arbitrary on whether their student would get into a building or not get into a building. So we tried to put into writing what that looks like.
Definitely, which is, especially too with some of the new facilities coming up, it was just good that we put these practices into policies now rather than later. So I think the big thing is that open enrollment is open for next year. It is not closed as some people believed it was. Right. So that starts December 3rd here, this Monday, December 3rd, which is just, gosh, a week away. Wow. So what does that look like? What do parents need to do to open enroll students?
The biggest thing, really they need to do the same thing next year that they've done in years past. Okay. They need to contact the central office and make application for that open enrollment. And then once they make application, we'll determine whether or not the building that they are applying to is open for their child to attend or not. That part hasn't changed. Yep. The only part that has changed is now they can look at the policy with us and see that we're not making an arbitrary decision on the enrollment of their child.
Absolutely. And there's a couple different ways that they determine open enrollment. It could be that we've got now in the practice we have an actual number for like a building number.
Right. We've got a building number, and then we've got numbers by grade level, and we actually have a couple of program numbers as well. So it's a combination of those things that will determine whether or not your child will be admitted through the open enrollment process. And again, I would reiterate, it's no more cumbersome than it's ever been. Yes. Hopefully, in the end, it'll be clearer than it's been in the past.
And these two might change a little bit. These numbers might change. Building numbers and class numbers will change once some of the new facilities come into play, correct?
Yeah, very definitely. Once somebody asked me, will open enrollment get easier or more difficult with the new buildings? And it'll get easier because we'll have more space.
Absolutely.
And one of the things I really like for our community is we have a pretty liberal opportunity to go from the area that you live in to the area that you want to attend if that's not in the area you want to live in. And I love that for families, whether it be convenience, either that school is closer to my work or closer to my daycare. It's nice to be able to accommodate that in the community if we can do so. So hopefully we can get away from some of those rigid numbers and get back to something that's more convenient for the parents in our community.
Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying some of that, because again, it's not that anything has really changed about it, it's more so that we've been now put it into words that, again, parents can follow along with us and vice versa. Right. So, like I said, open enrollment starts Monday, December 3rd, and you can just call central office here at IPC at 367-7900 and get an application for that open enrollment. So again, more details can be found on our website at sf.k12.sd.us. Thanks for joining us today on Envision.